2016, Strayer University asked New York City to give them feedback on what a life with regret was. They put a blackboard up in the middle of the city and allowed anyone who had the courage to pick up a piece of chalk and write down what their biggest regret was. As you can imagine, many people watched, some people reflected, and there were a few courageous people that picked up that chalk and wrote down what their biggest regret was. As the stories came to unfold, and as we started to see what people were talking about, there was one consistent theme. What they wrote about was the things that they didn't say, the chances that they didn't take, the dreams that they did not pursue, or the chances that they did not take. The key takeaway was all of the things that they didn't do, or the chances that they wanted to take and didn't pursue and wanted to. So what they did next is they took a cloth and they gave them a clean slate. They said, you can start now. You can decide whatever you want to put on this whiteboard. You don't have to talk about your biggest regret. You can talk about what is most important for you. And so people could start redefining what their future looked like. What does this mean for us? We have a clean slate every day. Today, after this talk, we have time to make a decision about what we hope the future holds for us. Generally, people create regret around all of these things that they didn't do. The time that they don't have or the money that they wanted. And I want us to challenge that thinking. I want us to peel that back and say, why wait? Why wait for us to have philanthropic impact if we can do it today? Why not figure out what future we want, define that, and take the stepping stones to do that? What does this mean for you? We can define this in two separate and distinct ways. First and foremost, philanthropy. Having the opportunity to donate generously to causes that can make a difference in the world, or alternatively, volunteering, where we give the gift of our time and talents to any cause that may need it. We can do these things today. We don't have to wait in order for what the future might look like. Let's start now. If we're generous, we can have a very simple way in order for us to have longevity and happiness in life. When we think about what's going on in the world, there's one common theme of an epidemic that we have. It's called depression. While the statistics may vary from country to country, in general, depression is an issue that we have to solve. A simple way for us to translate this into things we can do today is to connect with other people. Research has shown if we spend time donating our time and talents, donating our resources to people and causes that are in need, we light a fire inside of us and we start to glow. We start to feel better. We form the connection that will allow us to push back loneliness, to push back depression. Harvard recently released a study that actually shows you can have a better medical life if you start to volunteer and donate your time and talents. One of the examples that they cited in this was with a university who took volunteers that were 50 years of age, those that volunteered and those that didn't volunteer. And what they found is that blood pressure was actually lower in all of those 50 years and above that volunteered their time. What this really means is that we can choose every single day how we're going to create that happiness and create that longevity that we're looking for. In a world where we're looking at all of these gimmicks about what sort of diet should we be on, what pill can we take, what is the most important thing for us to do is to connect and give back. You can find this through service in a variety of different ways, thinking about your family, your community, and what you're doing at work. When you think about designing your own philanthropy plan, we can take some information from the World Giving Index, where they researched and did a survey worldwide in 2011. And what they found is that roughly 30% of people will just donate money. 20% will donate the gift of time, and the rest will donate to strangers or causes that are just given to them. What this means is that we have so much room for improvement. Each and every one of us can design what we want our legacy to be for philanthropy. We can decide how we want to spend our time and talents. So step one, find your passion. What means the most to you? Do some research. Is there already an organization that's supporting that? And if not, maybe it's your calling to create that organization. Don't spend a lot of time in this mode though, because there's so much information out there. The most important thing is to take a step into action first and foremost. Next, find your voice. You have to ask. Say, I want to volunteer. I would like to donate my money and I want it to be targeted on this specific line item. Ask to be on the board of directors. All of these things can start to have impact on the causes that you're passionate about. This third step is often forgotten about, but it is critical to anyone who wants to give their time and talents for social impact. You have to set boundaries. It's important to decide what you want to say yes to and what you want to say no to. The idea of giving back is to create this happiness and longevity. So if you feel as though you're a donor who is being taken advantage of or a burnt out volunteer, how will we ever change the world with that? So decide the cause, find your voice, and then define how much you want to give and say no if it doesn't fit within there. So now what I want you to do is take a trip with me into your future. I hope that this future is a long time from now, but it's at the end of your life. And what you're thinking about at this point is all of the moments and memories that got you to that point. You have this movie reel going through your head about those special moments that you cherish. Do you want that movie reel to be playing lives that you changed because they were a little different than yours? Do you want that movie reel to be playing the impact that you had in the community that you live in? Because I guarantee what's not going to be in that movie reel is the new pair of shoes that you bought, the shiny new iPhone that you just had to have, or the $4 cups of coffee that we might pick up from time to time on our way to work. If you start today, if you start now and define what this plan, what your legacy is, you can have real impact. What I want most for you to do today is to not say, I don't have the time or the resources to have impact in my community. What I don't want you to do today is to decide, I'm going to start to have impact. I'm going to be a philanthropist once I have more time and more money, because those are the building blocks of regret. What I most want for you is to build a regret-proof life with social impact by making that choice today. Thank you.